a group campaigning for the creation of an independent state in southeastern Nigeria. He's seeking his release from custody, saying the government has no basis to continue holding him. The government has also submitted an appeal to extend his detention. Kanu was originally arrested in 2015 but fled to Nigeria in 2017 while out on bail. He has been in custody since 2021 when he was repatriated from Kenya to face terrorism charges. And I'm joined by Marvelous Obomanu, who is standing by for this. All right, Marvelous, if you can hear me, I'd like you to tell us what's happening over there. If you can hear me, Marvelous, I'd like you to tell us what's happening over there. And that's because this particular issue is one that has a lot of following. People want to know what will happen. And I remember just before this particular president took over power, there were those who were asking if this president will see to it that Kanu is released from office. And these are some of the questions people have been asking. And there are those who have been saying that those from the southeast, maybe southeast politicians, should extend some form of, should have some form of agreement or some form of, deal with the president. And so it remains to be seen what that is and what will come out of this particular judgment. Bearing in mind that we already have a judgment in his favor, but of course, we'll see what will happen today. If you can hear me now, Marvelous, I'd like you to talk to us about what's happening over there.
Hear me?
Absolutely.
All right, of course, it was supposed to be a moment of celebration for the people of Southeast today because they were expecting that the Supreme Court will, give a nod to the judgment of the Court of Appeal by granting Nnamdi Kanu bail. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But the fact is that the Supreme Court, in their ruling, gave, three fundamental things that some of the people in the Southeast believe that it could, give them a form of hope that Nnamdi Kanu may soon be released. The Supreme Court said that the rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya back to Nigeria is illegal, and the fact that the invasion of the security at Nnamdi Kanu's hometown in Abia State was also illegal, and for the fact that the federal government had refused to grant Nnamdi Kanu bail is also illegal. So these are the three issues that the Supreme Court, did say while reeling out the judgment. But they have also said in their judgment that the Nnamdi Kanu should go back to the Federal High Court, and answer the remaining 7-count charges preferred against him.
All right, thank you for that update. But what do you think will happen moving forward? Are we going to see some form of, political agreement or something? What are your thoughts? What are people saying there?
The Supreme Court had already given a judgment on Nnamdi Kanu's case. And of course, the Supreme Court had agreed that the rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya back to Nigeria was illegal. And of course that, the invasion of his ancestral home in Ikwano, Abia State was also illegal. And of course that the fact that he has been declined bail was also illegal. But citing all these three illegalities, they also went ahead to say that Nnamdi Kanu should go back to the Federal High Court, to answer the remaining 7, charges preferred against him. But that is on the other side. One thing is clear, of course, from Imo Kenga Gochinyere, the federal lawmaker in Imo State, and of course, the federal lawmaker representing Nnamdi Kanu's constituency, had said that they thought that, today's judgment will put an end to the insecurity in Southeast and also give the people Southeast a memorable festive period, because they thought the Supreme Court would have, given a judgment to free Nnamdi Kanu. But to their utter, disappointment, it didn't go through, even that the Supreme Court had agreed on the legality to which the Nnamdi Kanu's case has been ongoing. But they said he should go back to the Federal High Court and, of course, to answer the remaining 7 charges preferred against him. And this means that the Supreme Court was not in sync with the ruling of the Court of Appeal, which said that Nnamdi Kanu should be granted bail.
All right, thank you, Marvin, for that particular one. Thank you for giving us an update and telling us, what the leaders from that side, which is the southeast of Nigeria, are saying about this particular thing. But is there any other thing, happening around there? Any other person saying anything? Or what do you think will be the move going forward? Marvelous. If you can hear me, I'd like you to tell us more. I like how you've pointed out what happened in the court today, how that 3 illegalities were identified, against him, but then maybe not against him, in his favor. However, the court still went on ahead to tell him to go back to the Federal High Court. If you can hear me, to go ahead, please.
All right. I just said that Michael Zofome had said that those 3 illegalities mentioned by the Supreme Court and reaffirmed their belief that when we go back to the Federal High Court, something optimistic may happen. Some of the Igbo leaders who are here in court today have said that they're optimistic that Nnamdi Kanu will be released, but they don't know when. But they're optimistic that coming from the citation of the Supreme Court on those 3 illegalities, that they're optimistic that Nnamdi Kanu will be freed, but they don't know when. And of course, we should also know that there have been continuous insecurity in the Southeast, and the economy of the Southeast has been shut down totally because of this Nnamdi Kanu case. And you're aware that every Monday he sits at home in the Southeast. You also have the issue of unarmed men, the killings. And of course, you're aware that some people are saying that the Southeast, the economy of the Southeast to a large extent is what the nation is really riding on. And for the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is still held behind bars, that don't know when this continuous sit at home, insecurity, and of unarmed gunmen.
Marvelous, thank you so much. That's a whole lot coming from you. Well, you've heard what's happening there in Abuja and what's also happening in Rivers State. Well, this is Business Edge, and when we come back from this time out, we'll bring you more. Stay with us.